Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. This morning, we complete 7 weeks of this semester of Meaningful Mornings. This morning, we commence our 29th month of Meaningful Mornings. We had started on March 19th of 2020. It's now July 19th of 2022. I shouldn't have to say this. I feel all of us should begin our day with this anyways. Appreciate what you have. Appreciate your health. Appreciate the path to happiness. This deepened appreciation is what nurtures intention. One becomes more intentional with how they think and speak and act. In Sanskrit, the word for intention is yoga. The difference between karma and karma yoga is the intention. This is what we've been investing in and nurturing through Meaningful Mornings. While in Washington, D.C., I've been speaking about 100 steps to infinity. Many of you were in this course with me. And yesterday, a senior seeker had asked, how do I end the sense of separation? And how do I start the sense of oneness? I highlight the questioner was a senior seeker, meaning she's been studying for decades. And still she has this question. I responded by sharing that we should invest more in bhakti. In bhakti. Here's how this is expressed. If we zoom into Sri Krishna only, the more I love, the more I depend on Sri Krishna, what that is expressed as, the more I forget about myself, I forget about separation. And this is the exact opposite of what society is encouraging, which is to forge separation. My name, my form, my space. Are you all resonating with that? By loving, by depending on the divine, you forget about the ego, which is the source of separation. When we forget our ego completely, that is called sadhya mukti. One is intimately free. Comparatively, and this is the focus of chapter 8, compared to sadhya mukti is krama mukti, which means sequential, timely, systematic freedom. Krama mukti happens when one is living for peace also. Not peace alone, but peace also. Then what happens in this journey is that lifetime after lifetime, they live more for peace. Lifetime after lifetime, they're born into different dimensions. In Sanatana Dharma, the analysis of creation is that there's 14 dimensions. 7 lower, 7 higher. Earth, our world, is the first higher dimension. As one lives for peace, for divinity more, they eventually find themselves in the highest dimension, which is called Brahma Loka. The dimension where Bhagavan Brahma lives and teaches. When one is there, one's guide is Bhagavan Brahma, and their Bhagavan Brahma guides one with jnana into knowing their nature. All clear so far? Adding more. In the verses we've just been studying, Bhagavan Brahma, when he wakes up, this is called aha. And naturally, he's going to sleep too. This is called ratri. And then he wakes up again. Agame, 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 sleeps again. We calculated that one of his full days, waking and sleeping, is 8.64 billion years of hours. That's one of his days. He lives for a long time, not just one day. When he lives his entire lifetime, and I can't even calculate it. We're describing trillions and whatever comes after that of years. When he lives his lifetime and he finally stops being the relative creator, that's when all those who are living with him, that's when they experience freedom. Are you understanding the teaching methodology that's being shared right now? To provide an impact to us, to stop following the path of Preya. Preya means functionality. 8.64 billion years is essentially forever, correct? That's just one day. There's so much more than that. I can't even calculate this, and I'm all right with math, but I can't. That essentially means one will not be free forever. To start following the path of Shreya, the path of the fundamentals, what you were born to do. As I shared with you about Brahma Loka, when I was studying in the Vedanta course, then we had a student of the Vedanta course, not of mine, but a previous course. And he came and he shared with me, saying to Vivek and everyone else who was studying, that you are all more fortunate than those living in Brahma Loka. You're living in the best place. That was Sandipani. Sandipani is where Sri Krishna's guru essentially guided Sri Krishna. And your guide is not Bhagavan Brahma, who takes a long time to teach. It is Puja Swami Tejomayananda, who can teach in an efficient, effective way. That was a very moving revelation. And I'm sharing this with all of us because we have the same access. Who are you learning from? Sri Krishna. Where are you learning? You don't need a student visa to learn all of this. I had to get a student visa. I'd get this renewed every year. feel how fortunate you are, that will be critical to moving from Preya to Shreya. As I've been sharing about the yugas, I've oriented all of you to the yugas in terms of time, how many years each is, in terms of study, how many Vedas people study and follow, and in terms of values, more values to least values. Here is one more orientation. In Krita Yuga, the asuras, those who are selfish, and the suras, those who are selfless, they lived in different dimensions, like heaven and hell. In Treta Yuga, they lived in different countries, like Bharat and Lanka. In Dwapara Yuga, they lived in the same family, like Kamsa and Devi Devaki. Can you remind me in Kali Yuga? Where do the suras and asuras live? In the same personality, correct? Not different dimensions or countries or family. In the same mind, moment to moment. Sometimes so selfish, sometimes this close to enlightenment. Which is why our maps have also provided specific sadhanas or means that are to be practiced to purge selfishness. In Krita Yuga, the most effective sadhana or means was contemplation. As people became more distracted and extrovert, in Treta Yuga, the sadhana, the yuga sadhana, was yagas. These are macro rituals. I'm positive none of you have been to a yaga before. It's that rare. In Dwapara Yuga, when Sri Krishna was still manifest, the yuga sadhana was puja. From a macro ritual to a micro ritual. Share with me in the chat. In Kali Yuga, what is the most effective means to being selfless? Bhakti, yes, but specifically japa. In chapter 10, Sri Krishna will say, Yajnanam japa yajna asmi. He says amongst all yajnas, which means micro rituals, the greatest micro ritual is japa. And try to understand the context. This Sri Krishna is sharing right as he's about to become unmanifest, as in Kali Yuga is about to begin. So when our community organizes a contentment challenge and we share, engage in likita japa, vachika japa, this is not just for outreach. This is for our enlightenment. We continue, verse 19. They are technical verses, which is why I'm not giving a lot of emphasis to each of these details. Bhuta gramassa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratrya game vasha partha prabhavatya haragame. Bhuta grama, that's us, the collection of beings. Sa evayam, these collection of beings are associated with, are conditioned by Bhagwan Brahma, the relative creator. So what happens to us? Bhutva bhutva praliyate. When Bhagwan Brahma wakes up, we are created. When Bhagwan Brahma sleeps, we are uncreated. Ratri agame avashaha partha, Prince Arjuna, creation is helpless, is limited by the creator. Prabhavati aha agame, this keeps happening every night, every day of the creator. Did you feel the translation? You see how all of these verses are essentially the same, shared in a different way. Personalizing this. Creation depends on the creator. The creator depends on consciousness. Consciousness depends on nothing. Creation, that's Vivek. Vivek depends on the creator, that is Bhagwan Brahma. Bhagwan Brahma depends on consciousness, that is Bhagwan Narayana. For those in our Bhagavatam class, Bhagwan Narayana depends on himself. Consciousness depends on itself. As long as you identify with creation, that means you identify with the creator, we will come and go. The application here, the implication of all of this. Yesterday I shared, live less for your nama and rupa. Who cares if you're popular or not? Who cares if you're beautiful or not? In Meaningful Mornings, I've shared this in a more zoomed in framework. Label less, you will like less, you will feel less limited. Less labels, less likes, less limitations. Sharing this in one more way. These verses are encouraging us to feel the sense of urgency. To live for divinity alone. The urgency is, if you don't make use of this opportunity now, you may be stuck for at least 8.64 billion years. Live independently, not like creation or the creator. Here, creator, I'm meaning relative creator, okay? From inspiration to application, on Wednesday, July 13th, Vyasa Purnima, this is when I began sharing about our Prithvi Seva guide. Today, I complete sharing about that. That'll be 1 week of applications that all relate to our Prithvi Seva guide. On Thursday, I shared with you that in 1 day, 76 seekers downloaded our guide. Yesterday, I was told 152 seekers have downloaded our guide. So that's doubled, exactly doubled, I think. But my dream, I told you, is every seeker in Meaningful Mornings, which is around 250. So my point is, enter your friends' email addresses and get it downloaded for them, okay? This is called Sattvic giving. So tomorrow, I want to share that 250 seekers now have this guide, and that this is our samashti sadhana. Our community is going to follow this guide to serve society. One of our seekers from Cleveland, her name is Saloni, the pact that she has made with our mother is for 1 year, she is not going to buy new clothes. For 1 year, when she gives gifts, she's only going to give plants. Awesome. Good luck to you in doing this. All of us should follow that pact, yes? I've been following that pact since 2005. I wear the same kurta every day. And that's why I shared in 2022. This has been my best birthday because so many of you are resonating with caring for our mother. Your application, again, is to reconcile this entire week of RADs, keeping in mind This Sunday, July 24th, we have our Prithvi Seva Sangha workshop, and this workshop is on climate-friendly vacations. Very cool. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.